Okay, we're going to move over to the Harolamer electronics worksheet. So let me come down here and click on that. And step 1, use an appropriate function to enter the totals in G5 to G7. So here I'm going to enter the sum function to add up these numbers. I don't want to ever see you doing something like this, typing equals and clicking here and typing the plus sign and clicking here and typing the plus sign, or even typing this in. If you have more than 2 numbers to add up, you should be using the sum function. So there's a couple different ways to use the sum function. One way is to type it out manually. I can type equals and start typing the word sum, double click, select what I want to add up with my selecting cursor. I'm going to hit my enter key. If I come back up and click on my answer and go to the corner where this green box is and put my cursor on it, I get a crosshair cursor. This is my copy fill cursor. And then I can click and drag and copy that function down. We could also click here where we want our answer and come up to the end of our home ribbon to the auto sum button. If you click on the pull down, you'll see a couple different popular functions that are used. I'll click on sum, and Excel actually makes an educated guess and it grabs what I want. And this would be good enough. I can hit enter, come back up, and again copy down with my copy fill cursor. We're going to also be doing our totals down here, and it would be the same thing. We can actually almost double click on the auto sum button. Watch, 1, 2, and it puts the answer in. Come over and get our copy fill cursor and drag it across, right? There are so many different ways to get the sum function to work for you. I'm just showing you a couple, but I'm going to leave you with this way here. If I select everything plus where I want my answers and click once on auto sum, I have all my answers in there. We're going to use the total cell style for the range A8 to G8. So I'm going to select that range, up to my cell styles button, and choose total. We will use accounting style, update the formatting B5 to G5. So here, we'll use accounting style. There's 2 ways you can find it, maybe more than 2 ways, but 2 easy ways. This button right here is the shortcut for accounting style. You can also use the pull down and find accounting style. And you can see their currency style right above it. So the difference between accounting and currency is that the accounting style is always going to have your $ all the way to the left of the cell. And your currency style is always going to put the $ right next to the number. So that's just a preference, and that is the difference between those two. And then we're going to do the same thing down here. Whoops, I'm sorry, down here. And it just makes it a little bit easier to read if you have $ in the whole thing. Sometimes it's too much to look at. And then here we'll just add a comma style. Again, just to make it a little bit easier to read. Showing 2 decimal places, and we are showing 2 decimal places here, so we're good. We can increase and decrease our decimal places right here in the number group if you needed to. Decrease, increase. Step 6, use appropriate functions to find average, minimum, and maximum. Again, those 3 functions can be found in this shortcut up in the auto sum. So I'll just start here with average, and I'm going to use my shortcut button. When we do averages, the average function does the math for us, so which means that it's going to add up all the occurrences and divide it by that number of occurrences. So for that reason, we never include totals when we're using the average function, because the average function does that work for us. So we only need the occurrences. And I'm going to hit my enter button. And the minimum, come over and grab my minimum function, and again, reselect with my selecting cursor. I want to know what is the minimum number of this data. And I want to know what the maximum number is in this data. Again, I'm reselecting, and for sure not taking the totals, right? That would always be the maximum. And I can actually copy these across all at the same time. If I select them and copy them across, and you can always double check by clicking in your cell. When you click in a cell, you can see what's in the cell up here in the formula bar. You can also double click on it to see that it's making the correct selection. I'm going to hit my escape key to close that.